Namaskar, I'm Devna Maheshwari, your digital marketing coach at dmlessons.com. I have an experience of about 20 years, and via this video and many more such videos, I'm going to share my experience and expertise with you. You can subscribe to my channel to benefit from these videos, or probably you can register yourself at dmlessons.com for a full advanced digital marketing course with me. So whenever we talk about digital marketing, the first thing that comes to our mind is SEO. Although digital marketing is much more than SEO, still SEO is the deepest and largest part of digital marketing. This is why it is really impossible to include everything about SEO in single video. Starting from this video, we'll be starting a series of videos in which we'll be talking about best practices, doables, not doables, etc. for different stages of SEO. We will talk about SEO best practices, tips and tricks, and few whitehead techniques using which you will be able to rank quickly and easily. We'll start from keywords. Keyword research, planning, selection, and mapping is going to be the base work for your entire search engine marketing, be it SEO or PPC, Google AdWords, or any other kind of search engine marketing. If the base work is correct, no matter however difficult the keywords are or the path is, you can be sure that you are going to achieve the results. And trust me, the results will start showing in the SERPs very soon. But if the base work itself is wrong, no matter however successful your campaign is, it is going to be of no benefit for your business. Let me explain. It is really important to know and believe that your goal is not to improve your rankings. Your goal is to systematically drive relevant traffic to your website. Please note, I have used the term relevant. So, you have to increase relevant traffic to your website. And to achieve this, you have to improve your rankings for relevant keywords. Even if you rank number 1 position for irrelevant keywords, it is not going to do any good to your business. Because even if the traffic comes to your website, either they will bounce back, or if they stay on your website, they are not going to become your customers because you're not offering what they were searching for. And this is why you have to be very careful while doing keyword research and planning. This is the first step for SEO. This is going to be the foundation work for all your SEO and search engine activities. We will talk about best practices for keyword research and keyword mapping today. When you do keyword research, you add every possible keyword into your list. But when you finalize your keywords by selecting the relevant ones, you have to follow the following 7 best practices. First of all, do not select the generic keywords. These are the words which are commonly used and address the entire category. For example, jobs, admissions, colleges. These words do not specify anything and can be used in multiple contexts. Trust me, many clients come to me and they want to rank themselves for these kind of generic keywords. But this is not going to benefit them at all. This is a sheer wastage of time and efforts. Why? Let's understand. So let's assume a case that you are in engineering college in Mumbai and you want students from all over India who are searching for engineering colleges to find you out on search engines, especially Google. So in that case, if you try to target a keyword like colleges, let's see what kind of results a searcher from Delhi sees in the return of colleges as a search query. So I see all kind of colleges from Delhi itself, preferably Shamlal College, Degree Delhi College, Delhi Degree College, Dr. Bhim Rao Ambedkar College, University of Delhi. Then again, this particular list of colleges in India is not specific to engineering colleges. There is Delhi University, there is Hindu College from Delhi University again. So all kinds of listings are appearing here, but not specific to engineering colleges in Mumbai or engineering colleges in India also. So now you are actually competing with all sort of colleges offering all sort of courses from all over India, and especially from the location where the searcher belongs to. As a searcher, I will be looking at results specific to my location. So this particular keyword, which is a very generic keyword, is not going to really help me. How about actually trying to search for engineering colleges in Mumbai? So you will see that it actually serves the purpose. It actually displays very relevant results, and I'm able to actually find out the engineering colleges specific to Mumbai. So I, as the targeter, as a business, should be targeting engineering colleges in Mumbai, which is much more specific, and the searcher who would be searching for this particular query would be very clear about the need of college in Mumbai especially, and the chances of those searchers to be converted as my students will be much higher. Let's take another example of SEO. So if I'm an SEO service provider and I want to rank myself for a keyword like SEO, let's see what a searcher, when searching for a term SEO, looks at in search results. I'm seeing the starters guide for SEO. I'm seeing this knowledge panel for search engine optimization, what SEO is all about, beginner's guide, Wikipedia of SEO. So here again, if I'm trying to rank for a keyword like SEO, I'm actually competing with all sort of information providers about this particular term. I'm not competing with service providers. I'm competing with guides and blogs which are actually giving information about how to become an SEO, what are the important things about SEO, what are the basics of SEO, how do you do SEO, etc. So here again, I'm not competing in the right market for myself. I'm increasing my competition unnecessarily, and people who probably are searching for SEO are looking for information about this term. They're not looking for the services for this particular industry. They're not looking for SEO service providers. They're looking to learn how SEO is done or what SEO is all about. Second best practice is to understand the search intent of your keywords. So for whatever keywords you're targeting, understand the search intent, which means what the searcher is expecting in the results listed for that particular keyword. Search engines are experts in understanding the search intent, but you also need to understand and explore the search intent before finalizing a keyword. For few keywords, understanding the search intent is really easy. For example, keywords like best engineering colleges in Delhi or how to make sambar without imli. But for few other keywords, understanding the search intent is not really easy. You can take an example of the term digital marketer. So if you search for digital marketer, rather we'll take it other way around. If you decide to target digital marketer, you want to tell people that you are a digital marketer and they should contact you to ask for your services. But if you search for this term on search engines, you will find all sort of results. You will see the details on digital marketer, who are digital marketers, how to become a digital marketers, what are the responsibilities of digital marketers. So here you see a mismatch between the keyword and the search intent. You have to be very careful about the search intent while deciding your keywords. Don't mistakenly select those keywords which are meaningfully right for you, but they do not match with the search intent and do not correlate with the services or offerings or products of your business. Third best practice is to target high traffic and low competition keywords. Lot of high traffic keywords will entice you and you would want to rank for those keywords. But it is really difficult to rank for those keywords because in most cases those keywords are going to be very competitive also. You might spend months and in some cases even years to rank for those keywords, and even after that you are not sure that you are going to rank for those keywords. So isn't it better to actually target those keywords which are less competitive, which are easier to rank, so that the results start flowing in easily and quickly for your business? Let's understand from a business. For my kind of business, if I want to target SEO services, I might have to actually spend years of hard work and efforts to get ranked for this keyword. And then also I cannot be really sure whether I'll be able to rank on top rankings for this keyword. The reason is simple. My competitors will also be working. They will also be working hard to rank for this keyword, and I might not be able to end up ranking in top results for this keyword. Instead of this keyword, if I target best SEO services in Delhi, first page ranking services in Delhi, Whitehead SEO services in Delhi, these keywords are going to be less competitive and are going to give me good traffic, high traffic, and these are going to be highly relevant and easier to rank for me. Now please don't go ahead and check competition for these keywords. I have not done that. I'm just quoting these as an example for you to understand the concept. And here is our fourth best practice. Go for long-tailed keywords. As it is today, people are not searching for single word or short keywords. People have become very specific and highly detailed in their search queries. So go for these long tailed keywords. You will be able to rank easily. You will be able to get very relevant, highly relevant traffic to your website, and those people who have come to your website via these long tailed keywords, very specific keywords, they will be highly convertible. The conversions will be higher, and this is going to benefit your business. Let's understand from an example. Let's consider a case that you're a car seat cover seller. You're selling car seat covers and nothing else. So what kind of keywords you would want to rank yourself in search engines? So if you are targeting a keyword like car, imagine what people would be searching for, and they will be finding your listing. So first of all, car is a very generic term, as we have already understood. People who are searching for car are not necessarily searching for car seat covers. They probably are searching for car information about cars, what kind of cars are in demand, what car is the best seller car of the year, or probably who are the car sellers, or maybe the car modifiers. So a whole lot of information will be given when if a person is searching for a term like car. You are competing with information givers, you are competing with car sellers, you are competing with old and used car sellers as well. You're not competing within your own industry. So what if you decide to actually go for car accessories? Car accessories is actually a relevant keyword because your seat covers are also considered as car accessories. But again, you're competing with all those people who are actually offering lot more than seat covers, who are offering probably music systems, tires, or anything to modify the car or beautify the car. In case you want to target car accessories kind of keywords, you are actually competing with lot wider people, lot wider competition. But if you try to be a little more specific, you can probably go for car seat covers. This is going to be precisely what you are selling, and people who are searching for car seat covers, you can be sure that they want to buy car seat covers only, and you're not competing with anybody outside your own very specific industry. How about making this keyword a little more specific by adding something more to it? Probably Toyota car seat covers. Now you're very specific. People who have a Toyota car would be searching for Toyota car seat covers. They would be very specific about their search query. They would not be wanting to look at any other options outside the Toyota range of cars. So it makes much more sense for you also to target Toyota car seat covers, because people who are searching for Toyota car seat covers own Toyota car and they are looking for seat covers, and they will be giving you a better conversion rate for this search. So when the traffic comes to your website with this very specific kind of keyword, you can be sure that the conversion rate will be better, and you can make the conversion rate even better by probably targeting keywords like Toyota car seat covers, brown leather. So here people are very sure and very specific in their demand. They know what they want. They are very specific about their search here. So if you have a page specific to this particular keyword and you are ranking for this keyword, you will be sure that you are offering the person exactly what the person needs and is searching for. Here the conversion rate will be very different from the other queries. It will be much better than the other queries. So you can probably go for keywords like Toyota car brown leather seat covers, Toyota car black leather seat covers, Toyota car pure leather seat covers, Toyota car cotton seat covers, or probably Santro car leather seat covers, Santro car white cotton seat covers. You see that these queries are very specific. You can probably have your separate product pages or product listings pages, or probably you can have these keywords targeted on your blog pages, different blog pages. This way you will be able to dedicate pages to these different keywords which are actually very specific. These keywords might not have very high traffic, very high volume, but the traffic coming to your website via these keywords will be highly convertible. They are very likely to make a purchase with your website because they'll be getting actually exactly what they're searching for. Fifth best practice is targeting LSI, meaning latent semantic indexing keywords. These are those keywords which have a different search content but have same search intent. I'll give an example. So a keyword like SEO services, best SEO services, can be represented as reliable search engine ranking services. So I'm sure you would agree that the search intent behind these two keywords is same. So likewise, I'll give another example. A keyword like keyword research can be represented as Google Keyword Planner tool or keyword analysis tool. These are LSI keywords. So go for LSI keywords. These LSI keywords for your base keywords might have low competition and high traffic, highly relevant traffic as well. I'm sure you would have understood that these terms LSI and long tail keywords. If you have not yet, feel free to contact me. I'll answer your queries, or alternatively, you can join my live digital marketing course, which is going to be effectively free of cost for you. Sixth best practice is competition analysis. Check your competition, what they're doing, what keywords they're ranking for, what keywords reflect from their backlinks. They must have done this entire exercise of keyword research and planning, and they must be doing it right because they are successful today. So take a reference from their selected keywords also. Lastly, that is best practice number 7. Keep your target keywords list fresh. Keep it updated. Trends do change, and likewise the search trends also change. Keep an eye on the search trends from your industry and add newer keywords and fresher keyword ideas from trends into your target keywords list. We will quickly reiterate the best practices we have understood for keyword research. Remove generic keywords from your list. Do not go for generic keywords. Understand the search intent of the searches for your keywords. Go for high search volumes and low competition. Also remember, high search volume has to be for relevant and in fact highly relevant keywords. Go for long tail keywords, which are going to be very specific. Go for LSI keywords because LSI keywords give you a good range, wide range of possible keywords to be selected for your list. Go do competition analysis, see what your competition is doing, and accordingly take a reference from there for your own keywords also. And include trending keywords in your targeting list. Always go for keywords which can give less spend, less competition, and more revenue. Please note that I've said more revenue and not more traffic. Even if a website has more traffic, but the traffic is coming through irrelevant queries, that means it is not going to be converted into revenue. And bottom line for any business is not traffic, it is always revenue. So probably you should be targeting those keywords which are more specific to your business, to your offerings, to your products and services. So traffic can be less also, but if it is highly convertible into sales, then your revenue will be higher. So look for the conversion rate, possible conversion rate for the keywords that you're targeting. If they're highly relevant and very specific, it is going to be a very good keyword. Now once keyword finalization is completed, you have to start with keyword distribution or keyword mapping. Keyword mapping is deciding which keywords are to be targeted for which pages on your website. On this step, you have to take care of the following 5 best practices. First of all, create keyword groups. This will help you determine which all sets of related keywords you have on your list and which pages these keywords fit the best. You will be able to ensure that you are not missing out on any keyword during keyword distribution exercise, and you are not assigning these keywords to any pages which are less relevant. Secondly, before starting keyword distribution, check your website's every page for its scope and its purpose so that you can assign only relevant keywords to it. Yes, it is really very important that you assign keywords based upon the page's scope and its purpose of existence. So for example, if somebody is searching for 20 years experienced digital marketer, probably displaying my courses page will not be really relevant. Instead, if the person lands upon my profile page, my about us page, this will be more relevant to his search. Thirdly, avoid keyword cannibalization, which means assigning same keyword for multiple pages. So you might have a keyword which is really very important for you and you might want to desperately rank for that keyword. But assigning that keyword for multiple pages is going to affect your campaign adversely. Not only you will be dividing your efforts on multiple pages for that keyword, you will also be confusing the search engines to pick the most relevant and best matched page for that particular keyword. Likewise, you should not be targeting too many keywords for the same page. You will not only be dividing your efforts for the page into multiple keywords, you will also be confusing search engines as to which keyword describes the page best and to pick this page for which keyword while displaying the SERPs for the search. But you can definitely select some similar keywords. For example, SEO services, best SEO services in Delhi, Best SEO in Delhi kind of keywords can be targeted for the same page because these keywords, all these keywords are subsets of the main base keyword, which is a long tail keyword, that is best SEO services in Delhi. And lastly, maintain your keywords, your keyword groups, and your keyword mapping in an Excel format. Something like this. See here, these are all references taken from Google. So these might not be highly relevant for your own business, your own campaign. You have to do the keyword research, keyword planning, keyword distribution, etc. all by yourself. So this is an example. We have created ad groups for the similar keywords. These ad groups are going to help us create campaigns which are going to be a particular category. You will be able to decide which pages these keywords are assigned to, so that you are able to ensure that relevant keywords only are assigned to pages of your website. And here in this kind of sheet, Excel sheet, you are able to maintain the SEO on page SEO for each keyword and each page of your website. You are able to assign titles, metas, H1 tags, etc. based upon the keywords targeted for a particular page. So this way you are making it easier for you to maintain not only the keywords list, keyword mapping, but also ensuring that the on-page SEO is done right in the first step itself. Now, after completing your keyword research, keyword mapping, we have to start with on-page SEO. We will not talk about on-page SEO in this video, and it will be discussed in our upcoming videos. Don't miss out on those videos. Subscribe our channel. Press the bell icon so that you receive notifications. You can also watch a couple of other videos in our SEO tutorials playlist. This is going to be really very helpful for you. And in the end of this video, as a bonus, we are going to show you the list of tools that you can use to do keyword research. So here is the list of tools that we want to share with you. First of all, Google Keyword Planner. This is a free tool available in AdWords section of Google, which allows you to do keyword research. Then there is Keyword Finder. One more is Ahrefs. Ahrefs is a very powerful platform which offers a lot of tools for SEOs, creating a reports, analytics, etc. WordTracker is a very old tool, which it is one of the oldest tools available for keyword research. It gives you very detailed insights about keyword competition and traffic. Then there is SEMrush. Again, SEMrush in SEO fraternity is very popular, and it gives a lot of different kind of tools for SEO. For different stages of SEO, keyword research is one of them. SpyFu is a very good option. Then Moz, again like SEMrush, is again very popular among SEOs, SEO fraternity. You can have multiple different tools from SEO, and keyword analysis tool is one of them. Apart from these tools, you can also watch for people also ask sections, related searches sections, auto suggestions on Google search bars, and probably other search results displayed in SERPs to get an idea about what kind of keywords you should be targeting for your business. Now, how to use these keywords, how to do keyword research, how to create your own Excel for keyword mapping, and how to do on-page SEO. All these will be covered in my upcoming videos. For now, like and share this video, subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon. For any kind of queries or concerns or doubts that you might have about the discussions we had today, feel free to put your comments. I will be answering all your comments, all your queries, or you might want to enroll for my full advanced digital marketing course, which is going to be in the form of live sessions. And this, if you do not know, this is going to be a completely free of cost course for you. Thank you.